From the shores of Akwa Ibom, where the waters speak of dreams, Ibaka stands with history written deep beneath the streams. Voices rise with stories, some are truth and some are noise. But today we draw the line, let the facts become our voice. Welcome to the facts, let the truth be our guide. No politics, no shadows, no agenda to hide. From the docks of Ibaka to the future we see, let the facts speak loud, let the truth run free. Plans were drawn and shifted, maps were moved from hand to hand. Power played its rhythm, shaping stories in the land. But the people need the truth, not the whispers in the dark. So we shine a steady light, Ibaka's future is the mark. Welcome to the facts, let the truth be our guide. No politics, no shadows, no agenda to hide. From the docks of Ibaka to the future we see, let the facts speak loud, let the truth run free. Let every voice be honest, let every claim be clear. Let development be justice, not a game of fear. Ibaka is a promise, not a pawn in a fight. So we stand for truth and progress, let the facts ignite. Welcome to the facts, this is where we begin. Let the truth take the stage, let integrity win. From the art of Akwa Ibom to the waves on the sea, Ibaka's story rises, in truth we are free. By Apostle Ube Edward. No. Yeah. Welcome to the facts. From the shores of Akwa Ibom, where the waters speak of dreams, Ibaka stands with history written deep beneath the streams. Voices rise with stories, some are truth and some are noise. But today we draw the line, let the facts become our voice. Welcome to the facts, let the truth be our guide. No politics, no shadows, no agenda to hide. From the docks of Ibaka to the future we see, let the facts speak loud, let the truth run free. Plans were drawn and shifted, maps were moved from hand to hand. Power played its rhythm, shaping stories in the land. But the people need the truth, not the whispers in the dark. So we shine a steady light, Ibaka's future is the mark. Welcome to the facts, let the truth be our guide. No politics, no shadows, no agenda to hide. From the docks of Ibaka to the future we see, let the facts speak loud, let the truth run free. Let every voice be honest, let every claim be clear. Let development be justice, not a game of fear. Ibaka is a promise, not a pawn in a fight. So we stand for truth and progress, let the facts ignite. Welcome to the facts, this is where we begin. Let the truth take the stage, let integrity win. From the art of Akwa Ibom to the waves on the sea, Ibaka's story rises, in truth we are free. By Apostle Ube Edward.
Hello everybody. Good afternoon here from United States of America, and good evening there in Nigeria, and from wherever you're watching from. My name is Ube Edward. You can call me by Ube Edward. I have a couple of friends here that I'm going to be bringing up to this platform of experience lifting. There are people all from Nigeria, from United States of America, from Europe, from Canada, and from South Africa. Can you imagine? There are a lot of people that are watching live on Facebook right now, and there are so many people that are also connecting right now through the Zoom that are watching live. And let me tell you this, feel free to ask questions. Feel free, we need your input on this, because these are very important discussion that we've come here to discuss. I am from Akwa Ibom State. Amen. I know some of you don't know that. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. I speak Yoruba very well, fluently. I speak Igbo. And God has really blessed me so much and blessed us. And each and every one of us have been coming on this platform, to say one thing or the other. I know I have people requesting to come on our platform because we just don't want anybody, coming up like that. But it's an open platform. But feel free to ask a question. Now we're talking about the fact Now we know what the fact is all about. There are so many of us that we've been blindfolded, been lied to, been manipulated, because why? We believe what the people offer to us, even in our various churches. And that is why I tell my people, after finish preaching, go and do research, go read the Bible, go look at the scripture and see if what I'm preaching goes aligned with the word of God. Don't just accept what we are saying. And that is what the problem is right now, that a lot of people are saying so many things because they have been brainwashed for many, many years, and they believe it, whereas it's not the truth. Now, I have a very important guest I'm going to be bringing up today. I'm not going to do much talking. He's a journalist, he's a press, and I'm telling you, this guy is my childhood friend. We grew up together, we school together, and we are still connected. We are still talking. It's amazing, that we are still friends. He's like a brother to me, and so funny that he's from Akwa Ibom State also. And I have a man of God also from Akwa Ibom State I'm going to be bringing up to this platform also. His name is Apostle Emmanuel George, and he's from Oron local government also. So we want to be talking about Ibakacipo. So there are going to be questions that we're going to be asked, and we want to know the truth about Ibakacipo. Where is Ibakacipo? Who are the people of Ibakacipo? How come about? How did they discover the seaport? When did they discover the seaport? Now, what was the plan about this? The deep seaport. What was the plan about building and establishing the seaport? The right location. What has been the issues or the problem we've been encountering with the government, with the people, the dispute, the misunderstanding that is causing the delay? Will Ibakacipo, will it be ever built, or is just a political thing that the politicians are just using to get into the office? So I'm not going to waste much of your time. I have my friend, I have my brother. His name is Charles Bassi or Charles Silas. Let me correct that. Let me correct that. Correct myself. And just to let you know who Charles is. Charles is a veteran broadcast journalist and a development expert of MD and CEO and CBS Online Radio Network there in Akwa Ibom State. And I also have Apostle George, Emmanuel George, who is also a pastor of a church there in Akwa Ibom State also. So I want to welcome each and every one of you, sir. I want to welcome you in the name of Jesus. We have a lot of ministers that are watching us right now. There are a lot of ministers that are here on the line that are also, and friends and people, both live on Facebook and here on Zoom. So I want to welcome you, Dr. Charles. Good morning and good evening over there in Nigeria. How are you doing, sir?
Very well. Let me just thank you for that wonderful introduction. I want to give you kudos. I give glory to God for His goodness and mercies.
Amen.
Yes, we are in our, and of course, we do know that we'll be childhood friends and will remain friends even when there are hundreds of thousands of miles put us apart. It's good to be here with you again, and it's wonderful to be talking about the Igbo Deep Sea Port and all the issues surrounding it. Some of them say it's Igbo Deep Sea Port Palava. Well, you choose to call it Palava, but whatever you choose to call it, there is some questions being raised from several sections concerning the Igbo Deep Sea Port. We'll be talking about that as we progress. Thank you so very much for welcoming us.
Thank you, Dr. Charles. And I also have here with me Reverend Emmanuel George, all the way from Nigeria, from Akwa Ibom State, and I think from Uyo also. And his church is located there in Uyo. Man of God, you're welcome. God bless you. We just want to hear one or two things from you. I think your mic is mute. Can you unmute your mic? God bless you. Okay, can you unmute it? You are still muted. Can you unmute your mic? Yes, sir. I know at times it could be so crazy, looking at your phone or your gadget, looking at where to go and unmute it. Just press that button. Yes, good.
So glad to be here. Good evening, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
God bless you. God bless everybody. It's a beautiful day.
Amen.
Thank you for bringing us together to not only to bear the fact, but to also bear the truth. Because sometimes the fact can
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Reverend Emmanuel. You're really welcome. Now I'm gonna kind of not really stepping aside, but I'm gonna leave the platform for Dr. Charles Silas right now to say a couple of things about being a journalist for many years. Is not just someone that studied behind the backyard or someone. Now this is a young man that God has really used to talk. He has worked under many governors there in Akwa Ibom State. He has worked under many administrative and people right there in Akwa Ibom State. So he understands what we are actually talking about. He's been there, documentation. He have most of this document and everything, and that is why we call this program today The Fact, because we need to know the fact about Ibaka Seaport. What is all about Ibaka Seaport? How come about the name Ibaka Seaport? We are hearing rumors and stories. Oh, the people are being agitated because of the name. People are saying not because of the name. Some people say because of their location. The location. Some people say, oh, because it's a tribal things, because the Ibibio and the Aron and the other tribes, they are not together. There is this connection between us. There is this connection between the government and the people. And when time for election comes, they try to use this as a tool. So, Dr. Charles, I'm going to step aside and just allow you and give you, the room today and ask questions. And Reverend Emmanuel also will be coming in to say fact, because he's from Oron local government also. So we also have some truth, some fact to what the problem. So over to you, Dr. Charles.
All right, thank you so very much. This is welcoming everyone to The Fact. And of course, I must let you know that The Fact is not just a discuss, but it is an audiovisual program. Right now, we are live on CBS online radio network in Akwa Ibom State. I'm sure we're also on the various social media platforms that we earlier promoted. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram. Let's get this started. Today we're going to be looking at something very, very critical, interesting, because it has to do with the socio-economic and, of course, to some level, the political development of Akwa Ibom State, the South region, Niger Delta, and of course Nigeria. It has to do with the deep sea. We think about the deep sea port in Akwa Ibom State. So let me start by laying a preamble before we get started. I'm not going to be here to define a port, yet alone describing what the deep sea port is. But I'm going to talk about the fact that there was a vision of establishing a seaport in Akwa Ibom State. Nigeria is a country that is blessed to be bordered by a coastal stretch from the Lagos Lagoon axis, where we have the Benin Republic, down the Badagry axis, coming down to where you have Ondo State, and then you have Vendel State, which is now Delta, and then Ondo State, down up there, moving down and all those areas in the creeks of the Delta region of River State and Bayelsa, moving down, and then we move to and all those areas in the creeks of where you now have Ila, okay, the Atlantic Stretch of where we have
Dr. Charles, please,
the Igna axis, Eket axis, and of course the Oron axis. We have Mbo, and then we have the stretch down there to the Obole axis, where we move. We have the stretch down there. But our focus now is on the Ibom Deep Sea Port.
Yes. Is your radio on? Is your radio on? Can you turn down the volume of your radio set?
That necessity is the mother of invention. So there was a necessity to put out a port beyond Lagos. The colonialists built the Lagos port. But before the Lagos port, we had Calabar Port, where goods were taken out from the hinterland, and the British colonialists would move this to Europe. Even before commodity trade started, we had the deep sea ports in the axis of the Calabar axis, cocoa, even in Badagry axis. These were makeshift ports at the time. And as I speak with you, these ports became very useful at that period. Today, those ports have metamorphosed into so many things. Those ports have metamorphosed into so many things. Apapa Port, where you had Badagry axis that was not so much used, but Apapa axis was used, where you have the dockyard today. You had the Tinkan Island, which was meant to be an extension of the Apapa Port, where it was becoming too congested for use. Now, several years after, with Nigeria moving into exports and imports in the early part of our independence, not now that our export is basically on petroleum and oil products. Then we used to export hides, cane, limestone, so many things. It became so busy. And we had oil, so Nigeria had money. So we're not developing our commodity industries, and we're importing. So the ports were becoming so big. So we had stories of Tinkan ports being congested. We had so many issues of ports becoming a challenge. So Calabar Port, the port in River State on air, and that in Cocoa, were also established. And they were also used as a storage to the lake. But politics came in. I repeat, politics came in, such that the Nigerian Port Authority, which was the statutory institution of government to manage ports, today has more or less become almost moribund. Because which ports are they managed? What happened to Calabar Port? Let me say that politics played a role in ensuring that Calabar Port was not the destination for goods. What happened to Onne Port? I can tell you also that Onne Port is no more a destination. What happened to other smaller ports like Cocoa and all other ports? The river ports. Why I'm saying this authoritatively is because Lagos State is so congested. Those who live in Lagos understand. You cannot go to Lagos and pass Apapa because of the gridlock. Containers, so many ships are there at bay trying to destroy their products. So much pressure on Lagos. Why is the pressure on Lagos port when we have Cocoa Port, Calabar Port on there? So having said that, Akwa Ibom taking the lead in so many things. Congratulations to Akwa Ibom. Even in the aviation sector, we are now taking the lead. The lead was take advantage of this lacuna and also create another port. Not just a federal thing, because the federal port run by the Port Authority in Calabar has been politically closed down, so to speak. The one in Onne has been closed down, so to speak. And politically, they allowed that in Lagos to remain. So that all the revenue goes to Lagos, all the job creation remains in Lagos. Every good thing about the port in terms of socio-economic remains in Lagos. So the state government says, look, since you don't want to build a port, you don't want to develop, bring Calabar standard and let the port, you want to bring Onne back. The state government wants to bring one. Now, the visionary leadership of Governor Obama initiated the issue of the Deep Sea Port project. Of course, there's been the pipeline, and it has remained 8 years. It passed Ataf, went on to the Fabio regime, and then went on to Udoni Manuel regime, and then presently after Moino's regime. But let me begin from where Udoni Manuel took up the Deep Sea Port.
Okay.
This is preamble because our guest on the program today will be delving into the issues, and these issues will be arising from some of these tone settings I'm putting in place. Now, Udoni Manuel came up with the industrialization drive of Akwa Ibom State. And with this industrialization drive, there was a need to open up the gateway so that industry can thrive. Industry is about production. So when we produce, you must have the three gateways: the air, the road, and water. Of course, our Fabio administration has done a lot about the roads. Good road network connectivity. So Udoni Manuel was working on that. Of course, the air was necessary. So he had the plan to ensure that Ibom Air gets started. And of course, it got started, and we're enjoying that dividend today. And of course, but the deep and we're enjoying that dividend today. But the deep thing that you could perhaps get license and it's not like the transport you can just buy vehicles, do good roads and move. The mega project that needs proper investment, proper operation, license and fly. Planning. It's a mega sustainable operation, a sustainable deep sea port that can actually build the port and make Akwa Ibom and Nigeria great. And when Udumi Man working, they've always been Ibom deep sea port. I was a correspondent in the government house during Udumi Man was regime, and I did recall that when he was beginning to carry out things that would bring this Ibom deep sea port to fruition, everybody was happy. Then he was referred to as Ibaka deep sea port, which is in the Oro Nation. Now the people of Igbo, and by extension, Oro people, and of course the entire Oro race, particularly Igbo people, we're happy. Oh, this port is located in our area. Politics began to come into some sentiments. Perhaps probably might have been of the Oro people. If we call it Ibaka deep sea port, the people of that community will take ownership. And you know what it is to take ownership? Of course, if you want to employ people, naturally, you look at quota. You want to look at revenue. Of course, also you look at where it is operating from. So for God's sake, it's not because it is called Ibaka deep sea port and it's in the Igbo Axis, therefore it is owned by Igbo people. No. When people began to read sentiments into the excitement of the Igbo people and the Oro Nation, and it was beginning to cause some problem. And it was beginning to say, it's not yours, it's a fight and all of that. And Nigeria being a country where people have suffered owning resources but not able to tap on those resources. The people of the Oro Nation were like, wait a minute, people are bringing hope, people will be that kind of thing. So all these things began to happen. And the Udumi Man did not want it because during his administration, he preached peace, the people mission for peace, so Akwa Ibom was moving on a gliding on a peaceful
Mr. Charles, Dr. Charles, I have a question.
During Udon's administration, and it was well needed, especially when you needed investment and industrialization.
Can you hear me on your side?
They snowballed into a problem. He announced, look, this is now, Ibom, this is now, Ibom, deep sea port. Like, why? Why Ibom? This is Ibaka. Why the change? Why did they want to change that and all of that? Why Ibom? So all that began. This is Ibaka. Why? And it continued like that, and people said, look, whether it is Ibaka or Ibom, it is in your place. It is still our own as a Ibom people. So don't worry about it. And the Oro people cool down. But there were some group of people who did not cool down because they felt that there was still something in the offing happening. And we need to be watchful. And we need that thing that wants to happen will not come and happen, and they will take the carpet off our feet. Which are the thinking of most Oro leaders. When I mean Oro, for those of us who are not from Akwa Ibom or Nigeria, the Oro Nation refers to the local government in the Oro speaking axis of Akwa Ibom State. That is Oro itself, Igbo, Rokomoroko, Udomoko, Okobo. The five local governments. Now, at some point, rumors began to happen. When the present administration of Pastor Bassey Umoeno began to move a step further to advance the reality of this port. Getting licenses from Mr. President, gratefully approving that, look, we can go ahead. That we're on the track now to start moving towards the deep port. Document began that we're awarded for the preliminary stage. I don't think it was designing or whether it was the positioning of the landmarks for the deep sea port. But some people came across some documents that now said that, look, the location of deep sea port is now being put somewhere in the Eket Senatorial District axis, close to Eket on axis. And people said, are you sure this was not the game plan that we were talking about? Because if it lives where it was supposed to be in Ibaka, those benefits that the Ibaka people would get, those benefits, direct benefits that the Oro people would get, if it lives, we won't be getting it. Now the big question was, Who is interested in taking you to that place? Why is this redesigned now having that place as where the location will be? And arguments began. When you say deep sea port, which place is more favorable for a deep sea port? Now let me define in layman's term deep sea port. I'm not a marine engineer. You know, there are several ports across the world, and I'm aware that there are some ports by virtue of their ecology and their marine terrain. Big ships, because of their propellers that are so deep down, cannot come close to berth. They have to berth far away in the deep sea, where smaller ships bring goods down to the main seaport where they berth and flow. And this is a cumbersome situation for those who are in the freight and forwarding businesses. Now, if you have a these ships can come close to bay and berth, as many as they are. Now, if you have a natural coastline that has a depth, a very strong depth, such that ships can come without necessarily having to dredge off and on, that place is the most convenient place to site a deep sea port.
Dr. Charles, I have a question. I have a question for you.
Yes, go ahead.
I know I like it the way you went and explained right from the I mean, it shows how fast knowledgeable you are, you know, about this project, about Ibaka Seaport. You are not new to this. You've been following this right from the onset, how in time memorial, how it was being discovered and everything. I mean, that thank God for that. Thank you for that, for bringing that to our knowledge. I mean, some people didn't even know, but thank God for that. But listening to you from the time of, you know, from the time of Obong Victor Atta, and to the time of Goswill Okpabio, and to the time of Odom Emmanuel, and to the current governor right now. So the actual location of the Ibaka Seaport was where?
Well, like I told you, I'm not a marine engineer, but common sense will tell you. You know, Nigeria will make so many mistakes. Oil is produced in the south, in the Niger Delta region. My little economics tells me that there's what they call location of industry. At least I got a B2 in economics. Now, I am told that if I want to set up a factory to produce cornflakes, or rather cocoa, if cocoa grows in Ibadan, and I am from Kaduna, it wouldn't make economic sense for me to go and set up the company in Kaduna because I'm from there. Because it's going to cost me more money to transport the cocoa from Ibadan to Kaduna. As a good businessman, I will come and site the company in Ibadan or close to Ibadan, so that my raw material will be close. That's the right thing to do. But in Nigeria, most times we do things upside down. Oil is produced in the Niger Delta. Of course, refineries should be best fitted within the Niger Delta. But because of politics again, they decided to set up a refinery in Kaduna. And where is the crude? In the south-south. How do you get the crude to refine in Kaduna refinery? They now came up with the transporting of crude from the south-south all the way to Kaduna through pipelines. And that's how we now have a refinery in Kaduna refining petroleum products with raw materials obtained from the south-south. And it was very challenging. I'm told by experts that pipeline transportation of any liquid, whether it is oil or gas, is the most expensive globally. Even more expensive.
So
people will say, oh, you're putting it through a pipe.
So what?
To answer your question,
Yes.
to answer your question, in those who envisage this, I'm sure that the deepest part of that natural subway, which is in Ibaka, should have been the place that placed this location for the deep sea port. But let me quickly say something here. When they say deep sea port is not just in Ibaka alone.
Okay.
Dipsy Port is a wide corridor. It's a wide corridor. In fact, it's an industrial park that will snowball from Onaiket axis down to Ringo, down to Ikorabasi, up to Obolo. Because they're going to have dockyards, they're going to have discharging places, they're going to have quays, they're going to have different administrative aspects where weighing will take place, where security aspects will take place, to remove things that are to be cleared, they take them to a particular place. It traverses the entire local government, 5 of 6 local governments. So whether the place is going to be inside Ibaka or it's going to be in Eket, every local government in that corridor will benefit, frontline, and then Akwa Ibom generally will benefit, and Nigeria will benefit. But I still maintain it wouldn't make economic sense to take it away from where we have the natural coastline and the natural depth that God in heaven, through that natural ecology, has given us the depth. If it is taken away to some other place, it now means you have to artificially create it. Dredging. The same way they try to artificially create nearness to industry in the oil sector and produce pipes. Every day these pipes were being vandalized and people were taking crude before it even gets to Kaduna. They will flow in 10,000 metric tons, and only about 2 metric tons will get to Kaduna.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Because I know Reverend Emmanuel have a couple of things to say. Could you say that is the same what happened in Cross River State? Could it be that will be what might happen in the future if they move this seaport from the original location to where they call Dock Seaport? Could it be Akwa Ibom will suffer from that same thing because they have to continue to drain, the sand, dogging and all that? Could you elaborate on that, please?
Now, let me give you the example of the mistakes we always make. In Nigeria, it's like we don't learn from history. When they left other areas in the south, to the refinery in Uyo, in Koko, even in Lagos, where you have aspects of oil in those areas. In Escravos, refineries would have been set up there. But they decided to go and do it in Kaduna. What were the things that they paid dearly for? Vandalism. They paid more to maintain the pipelines. They ran the risk of safety because there were always fires on the pipeline. They ran so many economic losses just because they wanted to fulfill some political gain. Now for the deep sea port, if we do not allow the actual thing and nature to take its course naturally, the way things should be, we are going to be dredging, and it will come a time ships will no more be coming to that place. Because when you say, there is no money to dredge, because of the ocean currents, the dredging is going to take like 6 months or 7 months, then ships cannot come. The same ships you wanted to leave Lagos to come to Ibom Deep Sea Port will go back to Lagos. So having said that, the other people are making some noise, and they are saying their noise as noise, but they may have some points. Maybe the right thing is being said on the wrong premise. So now I'm the presenter of the program. Let me get back to my state of being the presenter. Reverend Emmanuel from Oro Nation. Let me just ask you a question. I'm sure you've been having some Oro people around you, and you are an Oro man. What's the feel of the Oro people, and how did they take this aspect of the alleged location? Because I wouldn't say it is confirmed. People have said it's on the map, on the survey map, and in the contract given to the company that was meant to draw the plan and all of that. That what they have noticed, because that's what gave up everything, that from the plan we're seeing now, this thing is no more in Ibaka district or Ibaka. It's now in Eket or that axis. And these people talking, they're not marine engineers. So we don't know what the government is trying to do. So what was the main crux of the Oro people, if I may ask?
Thank you so very much, Doctor. The wonderful and unbiased. You're speaking like quite a man who wants the good of the state. God bless you. Let me just quickly say that I'm not speaking as an expert. Neither am I speaking for Oro. I'm speaking as somebody directly impacted who is living at the location. Ibaka Deep Seaport, or Ibominko, as the government of the day wants to be called, is not just an afterthought. It was part of the third National Development Plan, 1975 to 1980. 2 deep seaports were approved. That is Tinkan Port and Ibaka Deep Seaport. The challenge we have with Nigeria is when development is politicized. The Oro people are excited. I'm an Oro man. Excited that for once in Nigeria, the right thing was going to be done, citing a deep seaport at a natural deep seaport, natural harbor, which is Ibaka. And then politics, this is what was brought to bear by the colonialists over the years. And then Obong Victor Ta, that visionary leader God gave us, came up with the idea of the airport and then the seaport. In 2009, our pragmatic governor, now Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, did a groundbreaking for Ibaka Deep Seaport. The plaque is still there. I can drive there. I wanted to drive there. Now, the concept of what people is deep. From experience, looking at what has happened at the airports, government has not come out to particularly see where is the seaport located. Now, Oro Nation, Okobo is part of Oro Nation, gave up 70% of its land where it excited. Oro Nation doesn't have direct access to the airport. Rather, we have to pass through inside and come to access the airport that is built. And now, if there is plan to do the people are just people where the gateway to the seaport. If the seaport is at Ibaka, where is the gateway? We don't want what happened at the airport where we gave land and we don't have access. Now, the last administration came up with a super highway to construct the super highway from Ona to Ibuno through Esreke to the seaport location, meaning that the gateway for the seaport is going towards Eket, Ona, ultimately Port Harcourt. Look at it from a bigger perspective. The seaport, the gateway passing through Oron, will naturally impact on the economy of Uyo, and then Aba. But when the gateway is facing Ona, Eket, Ona, and of course, Uyo is cut off from the impact of the seaport economy. Just like Okobo has been cut off from the impact of the airport. So the other people are asking, where is the actual location? You can't abandon a natural harbor to go and construct a dockyard port. Another concern is digging out a dockyard port or constructing a dockyard port, the debris, the sand that will be excavated, where will it be dumped? Of course, when you dig out a location that is not a natural seaport, you have already said a lot about continuous dredging costs. Where will you dump the mud, the debris that you are excavating a site about 100 football fields in order to get your seaports. The concern of the Oro people is, where is the location? Where is the access? Will the seaport be built in Ibaka, and then somebody from Ibaka cannot access the seaport? He will need to travel to Ona to come through Eket, Esrek, and Ibono. That's one of our concerns. And as I look at the 10th National Development Plan, it is expressly stated there, Ibaka Deep Seaport. Number 2, I went to the site and I've looked at the inaugural address that our former governor, now Senate President, gave when he flagged off the construction of the Ibaka Deep Seaport, specifically said Ibaka Deep Seaport. And then, midway in the game plan, the name changed. And the people said, this is our pride. If you change the name, that means the location is lost. And then there is this generalization, okay, Ibom is a brand. If Ibom is a brand, we have had Jubilee Syringe Factory in Ona, owned by Akwa Ibom State. It wasn't called Ibom Syringe Factory. We have had St. Gabriel Coconut Factory. So why is it that everything that comes to this axis, the name disappears? So the people are concerned. We'll keep the land and our identity is lost. Those are the fears of the Oro people. And so if this fear... Yes.
Now, it's very clear what the agitations or the concerns that the Oro people have. Access. It's like this was actually, we gave up our land for this, for the development for Akwa Ibom State, but in giving up the land, even we cannot even access it. We have to be coming through the backyard to be able to enter our own, Now, don't you think that it's a function of development? Because the airport which you cited, a larger percentage of the landmass was from Oro local government area, the Oro nation rather. Now, if you ask me, don't you think that with the development, because it's work in progress, access roads could be created from all the axes around the airport, that you can approach the airport from any part of Oro nation, or even from the Atlantic, if you're coming by ferry. Don't you think development plans in the future will take care of these concerns and fears?
Doctor, the future is not something you can use to convince the man who has given up his farmland. He wants to see how he will benefit. Now, let me bring your number. You have used the airports. Have you discovered the value of property, landed property, between Imuran and Sretai? A lot of estates have sprung up along that route. There is the aviation village, all manner of development along the access route to the airport. There is not one single benefit, direct benefit to Okobo that gave up 70% of the land. Not one. Not one estate. Not one road. Not one federal or state government project directly linked to the airport is cited in Okobo. And they said once bitten, twice shy. But we are scared.
I agree with you. Am I right if I say that the Oro people cannot be patient because in time past we probably would have been shortchanged? So we don't know what happened in time past to happen again. But the truth is that if there are developments taking place at that airport, maybe a cargo company come to build warehouses, you will discover that there will be no space along the corridor you are talking about now. The spaces that will be there will be around the Okobo axis and other areas, and development will thrive. What about the Oro people reasoning in that direction? Can the leaders push the narrative to understand that the future is still very bright for us?
Doctor, let me point it out to you. if before you build a seaport, one of the basic requirements is access road. As I'm talking to you now, there is no access road. To the best of my knowledge, as of today, there is no access road linking Uyo to Ibaka. The government
There is a road for the
The government has spent 28 years. The government has spent 28 years trying to dualize a road from the airport junction to Okobo.
Apostle, you mean to say that there's no road from Uyo linking to the seaport or to Oron General?
Gentlemen, let's get the record straight.
Yes.
There is a road, a contract has been awarded, there's a design. But I think what he's trying to emphasize, which I would want to allude to, is that that contract has passed through several contractors and it has not gone beyond the internal tie axis, you know. But I do know that there is a plan, and it's already a stretched out plan on the master plan. Down to Mbo. And that was initially my worry, if I may borrow the sentiment now. We can't wait for the future. Is that the thinking of the Euro people right now?
Yes, Doctor. Now, if you are interested in constructing a seaport at Ibom's deep seaport, by now there should have been an access road that moves equipment, equipment and materials to the construction site. As I am talking with you, 14 kilometers of access road from Airport Junction to Onkobodi in Okobo. It took Akwa Ibom 28 years to do the road. Now, from Okobo is ongoing. I'm not an engineer. And that accessible is in progress. Now, from Oron to Ibaka, where the proposed deep seaport is, there is no access road. So, everybody that says you want to build seaport and you have not created access to the seaport is simply playing politics.
All right, your concerns are really taken there. Let me get to UB, Edward. I want to ask you this question. Most of what is going to be happening in the Ibom Deep Seaport is going to be foreign investors carrying out work, because in terms of local content, Nigeria may not have that 100%. We're going to have the Americans, the Dutch, the Chinese, the Koreans coming in to carry out one function in the seaport development. What do you think all these wranglings internally may do positively or negatively to the international community who may want to come in to invest? Because it's a bit worrisome that rather than us speaking in one voice and doing things right, there seems to be some wranglings, such that if I am an investor, I would ask, hey, what's going on there? Am I going in there to get good investment? And particularly Nigeria, where there is corruption, there is unstable economy, and all of that. What do you think all this issue around the Ibaka Deep Seaport or the Ibom Deep Seaport may cause for international investors?
Thank you.
I'm asking this question as one who's been in diaspora.
Thank you, Doctor. You know, there's a scripture that says the kingdom that divides against himself can never stand. Now, there's a huge division, excuse me, among us. And when I mean among us, the Akwa Ibom people. There's a huge division among us. And that is why we can't really come into a round table and sit down and iron out things. Let's call it spell. You know, for investors of any to come into any country, once there is started being any agitation, any negative vibes or anything going on, they're going to back off. That was what happened during Udom Emmanuel's regime or terms when he was the governor of Akwa Ibom State. He brought in some investors for the Ibaka Seaport, and we remember the All One Nation put up a petition. There was a lot of petition, a lot of letter that was sent out to most of the investors that came in, and they explained just like my brother here is, is trying to make some point for the government and for the people of Akwa Ibom State, for them to come to a clear understanding why they are disagreeing in some of the things that the governments are doing. So when the investors come into Akwa Ibom State, they realize this, that things were not actually working or the right way, because once one person start acting negatively, trust me, the Western people, they will back off. And that is what you saw that happened during Udom Emmanuel time, that most of the investors, they just pull off completely, because it seems that they didn't really do a good homework. They didn't really plan well. So that is one of the problems. And one other thing is that I think I shared this with you some months ago about the investors even coming in. There is no, I'm hearing that the one investor that will come in, to this for 50 years. Doctor, there is no investor that will come in to invest for 50 years. It's a lie. Now I have companies here. I have that deals with government, with federal government, with state government that can issue our loans. I lend the government. The governor said that they don't want to take no loan from any bank, from any country. They have the money to do it. If the state government, Akwa Ibom State, have the money to do this, to carry out this project, let us do what is right. Let us do what is right. I had an opportunity. I talked with a couple of people, even the deputy governor. I talked with her and some other people, try to know what can we do here in the diaspora that will help and facilitate and move this work ahead. I even have to contact my best friend in there in Scotland also, which is, he did things about Seaport, engineer Dr. Anette Matthew. We talked together. We tried to deep to see what can we do here in the diaspora that we can help our people. Because for Ibaka Seaport or Ibom Seaport, whatever name, I'm careless about the name. I'm careless about the name. The name can be changed at any time. And another administration, another government can come up and decide to change the name to Akwa Seaport. Another one can come out to change it to Oron Seaport. It's just the name. The name is, let's just keep the name aside. But the most important thing is the location where this project will be carried out. Now, I want the Oron Nation to have an understanding. This is not about the name. There is a big politics that is behind this. Let's look deeper. Behind the scene, there is something that we are not seeing. I feel there is a fear. That fear aspect or factor that I might call that is behind all this thing, because I feel, I might be wrong in my thinking, correct me. I feel some certain people feels if they build this Ibaka Seaport at the actual location, what happened in the future that the Oron people decided, you know what, we want our own state. We don't want to be together with Akwa Ibom anymore, because now we have roads, we have seaport, we have everything being built. So I believe some certain tribes are looking at this. They are making the calculation. Okay, if we do this, maybe 5-6 years from now, the Oron Nation will pull out from Akwa Ibom State, and this other tribe or this other Akwa Ibom will lose out. They've invested so much to this, but I feel at the same time, if I take good care of you, if I feed you, if I'm nice and good to you, you will not have any negative thoughts to say, okay, I don't want to associate myself with this man or with this state, because you will know what you have benefited from me, and you will decide, you know what, I know what these people have done for us. Let us sit together. I think there is a huge gap between the Akwa Ibom. Oron is still Akwa Ibom. So within some certain tribe and some other tribe. So I feel if that gap is closed up, I think we'll be able to work together. There is so much division. There is so much I don't want to use the word hatred because hatred will be so mean, for me to use on this aspect. I just feel there's some things that need to be straightened, which I'll get back to you, Dr. Charles, if you know what I'm talking about, or Reverend Emmanuel, will have something to say about that.
Yeah, my brother.
All right.
Thanks. Let me in there. Doctor, please.
Yeah. So sorry, Reverend. You'll continue in a moment. Yeah, you'll continue in a moment. Let me quickly announce here that we have with us a couple of us. We have Richard Umar. We have Campbell William. We also have one other individual who has actually identified himself. Let me just welcome you all. We have King. Yes, King. All right, Reverend Emmanuel.
Okay, a quick one, because like I told my brother Judy Edwards, I have a he has said something that all of us are trying to run away from, including the state government.
I hope I'm not in trouble. I hope I'm not getting myself in trouble.
I've never been in trouble for saying the truth. The truth is sacrosanct. Now, the issue is that fear of our living tomorrow is completely unfounded. As we are speaking, everybody in the East, talking about Ebola and Akwa Ibom Cross River, we are still making use of the Lagos port, which politics have been used to kill the port in the East. Cocoa Port, Port Harcourt Port, Konde Port, Calabar Port. So that fear that Oro will take the seaport away is completely unfounded. Now, nobody who is treated well will want to leave a marriage. Nobody, no woman, no man. Sir, while we are running away from the truth, 70% of the oil that makes Akwa Ibom an oil-producing state and gains so much revenue, it is gotten from Oron waters. But it is shocking to drive to any location in Oron. The multiplier effect of having these natural resources are not felt. And so this is the fear of the people. We are not being treated well. The only thing we have, and it's widespread, is palpable. The people look
Well,
at
it's very clear, like you rightly said earlier, that not just the Oro people, Nigeria as a whole, we have stuck over the years, having a thing and not being able to have access to it. So this phobia is what is really getting the Oro people a bit worried. But let me ask a question. What do you think the state should do to avoid all this wrangling?
Doctor, come again, please.
Yeah, what do you think the state should do to avoid all this wrangling that we're facing over time?
Simple. Thank God we have a God-fearing governor, Pastor Moeno. Suppose he's doing the right thing because he has the fear of God. Now, one, the state government has not categorically come out to say this is the location for the Igbo deep seaport. So you leave room for conjectures. You leave room for all manner of assumption. And brothers are fighting brothers quite unnecessary. Two, let the state government come out to say this is the location and this is the access point to the deep seaport. That's what we want to see. Now, if those fears are taken away, so let me say this as an Oro man, that the Oro people are not concerned about the name. And Edward said the same thing. Nobody's concerned about the name. The airport started Akwa Ibom Airport change to Victor Otta Airport, another person might come and change. Nobody is interested in the name. Tell us the location, tell us the access point, and tell us when construction is beginning. Nobody has come out to it. It's like it's shrouded in secrecy. If government business is run in secrecy, it leaves room for agitation, it leaves room for doubt.
I have a question. I have a question there, Dr. Charles. If I may ask, I feel the location now we are talking about is around Esideke. That is the new location right now that the state government have that they're trying to do what they call the Dick Seaport. Isn't that the new location? Sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, allegedly, because no official document has come to give us that.
So that's the problem. Why has the state government not come out to make a categorical statement? This is the location and all the unnecessary controversy.
There is something we are not seeing behind all this. There's a huge politics involved in this, right from the federal going to the state and to the local government. There's a strong politics that we are seeing behind the scene, because for sure, one thing that I know, I'm not here to mention names of anybody, but there is one thing that I know, that some certain people, instead of them to allow this thing to be built or to be done in Akwa Ibom State, they are ready to make sure they bring two heads together to cause issues, to cause problems to happen. So what we are looking at is far beyond what we are seeing as Akwa Ibom people, is far beyond that. I just wish the government, the federal government, can look deep into it and find a common ground, bring everybody together. Our people have leaders. I thank God for Reverend, Emmanuel. They have good leaders. They have more people. I know of a friend of mine here in the United States, and he's a pastor also, a Pastor Bassi Michael, and they've been talking about this, and it doesn't really look good, because this thing, every one of us will benefit from it, Dr. Charles. Every one of us. Foreign bodies will come in. In short, to tell you what, Dr. Charles, there was a foreign body that was ready to give Akwa Ibom State over $3.something million to build this seaport. They were ready. But the problem they had was that the Akwa Ibom State was now looking for an investor, that will come to invest for 50 years. And we told them that would never happen. It can never happen for 50 years. Heck no. So it will never happen. Such a thing will never happen. So that has been the problem we have. I personally, we were trying to even bring a solar farm into Akwa Ibom State. I know what we went through. It didn't work out. I went through talk with the company. They were ready to come into Nigeria. Especially, they wanted to go to Kenya. But we spoke with them. No. This is a huge opportunity to create job development, bring life to the people. I did everything I feel I could. I submitted documents, everything. They kill it. Why? Because it was not something that would generate money immediately for the so-called politicians to eat. So there are so many destruction, danger, and crazy things that our politicians are doing. And they fail to understand that in the future they will reap all these things that they are sowing. They will reap it. Or their children will reap it. And this is one thing they have not learned. So I'm pleading to the Akwa Ibom people, before Dr. Charles say what he wants to say, please let us allow the right thing to be done. Let allow the seaport to be done at the right location. The government will not spend much money, because if they are now moving it to a Sedeke aspect and all that, it will cost a lot of millions of dollars. Millions, not hundreds. millions of, if not billions, millions of dollars to dig, and they will continue digging that place every five years. Look at what is going on in Calabar Seaport. The government have backed off because they can't keep on digging all the time. It's wasting of resources, wasting of money, wasting of time, wasting of everything. So I'm appealing to the governor out to the entire body of Akwa Ibom State. Yagnisan and Bomi yak ye bob kite kebi bob. A thing in be ya ufoni tiero. Ndi tonyen eya iridia ufoni tiero. Yangini sio politics ife. Let us keep it aside. Yangini nam sifon. Yantangi ko ibibion. Let me speak my dialect. Yanginam sifon. Yak e bob kite. Governor Umoino, we respect you. Arokwari contingent. We respect you so much. So we pay a thing as you know from the United States here. Yare bob mpom kede. Yare tre fere wanami. Udomi Manuel came. I tried to change the map. Dr. Charles, you are witness to it. Udomi Manuel tried I did draw a new map of Akwa Ibom State. I carve as you right now as we are speaking. I'm hearing that even the Senate governor is also creating his own map. I did create Korobase. Instead, and create Korobase and send Yaka, is it I said or Bulu State, whatever I said. So there's a lot of crazy things happening. Why are we keep on causing this problem? I mean, we need to come together. We need to do something. We just don't have to keep quiet. The pastors have to come out and speak out.
Yes. All right, thank you very much. Those positions you put out, I would like to ask what they allegedly, because as I speak with you, there's no official position or proven that this thing happened. But all the same, your message is very clear. We must let the governor come up, like you have said, and then do the right thing in the interest of peace, so that tranquility shall reign, such that we will be able to get the benefits of bringing the deep sea port into fruition. Because when mistakes are done at this time, we will all pay the price on the other side of it. I want to thank you so much, but let me also find out if any other person has a couple of them here on the platform. Any other contributions from anyone before we will leave?
Let me quickly say this, Doctor. Thank you so much. I'm glad that this is completely an unbiased position of concern Akwa Ibom indigents, both in the diaspora and at home. It doesn't need support. Where there is transparency, there won't be controversy. Not the people. This is the situation, this is what is happening. And then conflict would disappear. My earnest prayer, because I have another meeting right now, my earnest prayer is that our dear governor, Pastor Dr. Moeno, would do the right thing. Build the seaport, look beyond this generation, and build the seaport for the next generation. Let's not think of playing politics with development. The deep seaport in Ibaka is a gift to Nigeria, very rare. There are about 2 or 3 locations in the whole of Africa that has a natural draft of more than 17 meters. And Ibaka is one of them. The INAM 0 netted 4, and let's trust God that, hey, Akwa Ibom will continue to progress. I want to thank Apostle Edwards, and I want to thank you, Dr. Charles, for the opportunity to be able to articulate our fears and our challenges. This matter will be resolved if transparency is brought to bear. Thank you so very much. I wish Akwa Ibom continuous progress. Thank you, Doctor, and thank you, Apostle Edwards.
Yeah, Dr. Charles, over to you.
Well, thank you so very much, everyone, for being with this. All right. Well, to the people of Akwa Ibom, they will work together to ensure that we get a formidable deep sea port that we can say our own thing. Contribution to Akwa Ibom, contribution to Nigeria, and contribution to Africa. But for us to be able to do that, the other people should have some understanding about these issues. There should be justice done when it comes to carrying. I want to thank you so very much. This will be made available and posted on our various platforms for us to see. I want to thank you so very much, all of us who listen to us on CBS Radio Online Network in Akwa Ibom State, and also for all of those who watch from all over the world. Some of them may be watching, but no comments. But when you watch it on Facebook or anywhere, let the conversation continue. These narratives will become an agenda-setting, an advocative one, and of course something that will make Akwa Ibomites in the long run proud. Thank you very much, Apostle U.B. Edward, who is a clergy who is based in the United States of America, in Texas specifically, and also to our Reverend Emmanuel, who is also a clergy, and to all others who made this possible. Thank you very much. And
thank you.
It's bye.
God bless you.
No. Yeah. Welcome to the facts. No. From the shores of Akwa Ibom, where the waters speak of dreams, Ibaka stands with history written deep beneath the streams. Voices rise with stories, some are truth and some are noise. But today we draw the line, let the facts become our voice. Welcome to the facts, let the truth be our guide. No politics, no shadows, no agenda to hide. From the docks of Ibaka to the future we see, let the facts speak loud, let the truth run free. Plans were drawn and shifted, maps were moved from hand to hand. Power played its rhythm, shaping stories in the land. But the people need the truth, not the whispers in the dark. So we shine a steady light, Ibaka's future is the mark. Welcome to the facts, let the truth be our guide. No politics, no shadows, no agenda to hide. From the docks of Ibaka to the future we see, let the facts speak loud, let the truth run free. Let every voice be honest, let every claim be clear. Let development be justice, not a game of fear. Ibaka is a promise, not a pawn in a fight. So we stand for truth and progress, let the facts ignite. Welcome to the facts, this is where we begin. Let the truth take the stage, let integrity win. From the heart of Akwa Ibom to the waves on the sea, Ibaka's story rises, in truth we are free. By Apostle U.B. Edward.